What is going on, my family? Your boy Demetrius is back with another classic video. Here we are going to talk about something extremely, I guess you could say, important, and also right now it is somewhat the talk of the FGC. Right now the big talk is what's going on with Mortal Kombat 1, Street Fighter 6, and Tekken 8. So the thing about it is, what people are talking about is that Mortal Kombat 1 has hit the 8 million sales mark, pretty much like we already knew it would, because, you know, it's Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat always sells crazy, despite the fact if the game is good or not or whatever, however people think about it. Mortal Kombat always gets crazy sales. But here's the thing. On side of that, people are also talking about the sales of Street Fighter 6 and the sales of Tekken 8, and how Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8 are pretty much slightly behind Mortal Kombat 1. I guess when it comes to Tekken 8 is far behind Mortal Kombat 1. Before I get into the main part of the discussion, I will have to say this. You know, this is all happening because there's this fake delusion of this whole fighting game big three thing that's been going on for years. And I want to tell y'all right now, I am not a believer in this whole fighting game big three shit. I was going to do a video on that, but this came up, so I was like, okay, you know what, I might as well kind of semi-explain why I don't like this whole fighting game big three concept that's been created in the FGC. For one, Tekken 8 really shouldn't be in this discussion, but it is. It shouldn't be because it's a 3D fighting game. Now, Street Fighter, I understand. Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter have been 2D rivals for decades. So I understand Street Fighter being in this discussion, but Tekken 8 should not be. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it is, and we're going to talk about what's going on. But I did want to come on here and say that, you know, this whole fighting game big three shit, you know, I'm just not a believer in it, and I never will be. You know, these three fighting game franchises came out at different times. So when did it become the big three? You know, when did it become the big three? They came out in different times. So y'all mean to tell me these three fighting games became the big three just because they're the most popular and they sell the most? That's bullshit to me. It's too many fighting games out here, and I'm too much of a fighting game enthusiast to go by a religion like that, because people are treating it like some type of a religion, and I'm not going to go by it. Even if people were to say that Virtua Fighter was part of the big three, I would shut it down. And you know why? Because it's just too many fighting games out here, too many fighting games that I love and other people love, to be on that prejudice ass shit to say, oh, these three fighting games are the big three. It's almost like people are saying that these three fighting games are the only three fighting games that people care about. And that's absolutely not the truth. So I just wanted to come on here and say that this whole fighting game big three concept, it's really bullshit. And when it comes to this discussion, Tekken 8 shouldn't even be in the discussion because it's a 3D fighting game. But like I said, since people want to put it in the discussion because of, you know, it's a popularity contest, we're going to have to talk about it. So the whole thing is that Mortal Kombat 1 has reached the 8 million sales mark. Now, everybody has their own opinions on how Mortal Kombat 1 got there, reasonings and whatever. In this video here, like I said, I'm just going to explain why things are the way they are. And, you know, I apologize if this video kind of gets a little bit off topic and stuff like that, but, you know, it's still, I got a lot to say when it comes to this type of situation. So, look, okay, so when it comes to Mortal Kombat 1, like I said, it's no surprise. It's no shocker that Mortal Kombat 1 has reached 8 million. The game is not really getting any kind of, you know, recognition right now because last year, you know, NRS basically stopped supporting it when the definitive edition came out. So we already knew what time it was when it came to Mortal Kombat 1. You know, and then you had somebody say that Street Fighter 6 is on pace of reaching the 10 million sales mark. Here's my thing. That may be true. We have to see that to believe it. You feel what I'm saying? But I don't think Street Fighter 6 is going to make it. I think it's going to be close. I think Street Fighter 6 might be around 9 million or something. But, you know, they're going to find ways to inflate these sales. They always do. But I don't think Street Fighter 6 is going to make it to the 10 million mark. I may be wrong, but I don't think it will. And here's the thing. Street Fighter 6 was released, what, about 6 or 7 months before Mortal Kombat 1. And Mortal Kombat 1 quickly surpassed it in terms of sales. Now, I'm not making this video to defend Mortal Kombat 1. I'm making this video to just show people how great of a franchise and popular of a franchise Mortal Kombat truly is. If NRS would get they fucking shit together, or if Mortal Kombat was under better supervision from another developer or producer, Mortal Kombat would run away with this shit. They would run away with this thing. Arguably one of the worst Mortal Kombat games ever made is in the lead as far as sales. And it's gonna go up because some people just need their Mortal Kombat. Some people just need to see fatalities and stuff like that. So it's gonna continue to sell. Now at the rate may be slow, but it's going to continue to sell. But the point I'm trying to make here is that if Mortal Kombat had got their shit together, you know, they would run away with this. You know, not counting the Legacy Collection. We're not going to count that. But still, if Mortal Kombat, when it comes to sequels, Mortal Kombat get their shit together, they would run away with this. And the proof is in the pudding right here. One of the worst Mortal Kombat games of all time is at 8 million. Now, say for instance, if this was Mortal Kombat 13, say for instance, if Mortal Kombat 13 did 80% of everything right, 80% out of 100, just think how much of a phenomenon Mortal Kombat 13 would be. It'll probably be 20 plus million copies if Mortal Kombat 13 were to come out and would do 80% of everything right. You feel what I'm saying? So that's just the potential of Mortal Kombat. And a lot of people don't understand, or they just ignore this fact. Mortal Kombat is banned in a lot of Asian countries. So, hey, this 8 million right here, it could have easily been like, what, 11 million or 12 million if it wasn't for that fact. Mortal Kombat is banned in a lot of Asian countries. And still, look what Mortal Kombat is able to do. Mortal Kombat just needs to get on his shit. That's why I'm so glad for the MK Legacy Collection, for real. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I honestly don't know what's going to happen as far as the future is concerned when it comes to Mortal Kombat. When it comes to Mortal Kombat 13, all we're doing is just hoping and coping, you know, speculating, wishing. You know, that's all we're doing right now when it comes to Mortal Kombat 13. We obviously don't know, but we do hope that Mortal Kombat 13 will be 85% good. If it's 85% good, I'm telling you, Mortal Kombat can run away with this shit. They really can. And a lot of people say that the only reason why Mortal Kombat 1 got to that height when it comes to the 8 million sales market is because that everyone thought that Mortal Kombat was going to be the masterpiece that brung it all back. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody thought Mortal Kombat 1 was going to be that phenomenon to rid them of Mortal Kombat 11 and so and so. And clearly that was not the case. But I'm going to say this. Isn't that how it is about every fighting game? Once a new fighting game sequel is released, people that played the last one, hardcore people, dedicated people, they're going to jump to the sequel. You know, that's just how it is. That's how it is with Mortal Kombat. That's how it was with Street Fighter 6. You know, people didn't like Street Fighter 5, so they jumped to Street Fighter 6. And look, Street Fighter 6 is far better than Street Fighter 5. And that was the same case for Tekken 8. People thought Tekken 8 was just gonna stop Tekken 7 in the mud. The Tekken community is like, we're tired of Tekken 7. And they said, we need Tekken 8. I beg you, Harada, I beg you. And this is what happened with Tekken 8. So it's just like that with all these fighting games. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I tell people, stop begging. You feel what I'm saying? But like I said, that's just how it is with every fighting game. People are going to jump to that next sequel. So I can't really sit here and kind of use that as an excuse for Mortal Kombat 1 getting so many sales. That's just how it is with every fighting game. Whenever there's a new fighting game out, people are just going to jump to it. It's just like whenever a new pair of Jordans come out, people just going to jump to it, especially if you're a collector or a dedicated fan of it. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, that's an excuse, you know. And for people that are saying that, I mean, come on, man. Like, how long have we been playing these fighting games and video games in general? Everyone should know when something new comes out, people are going to jump to it. So that's not the reason why Mortal Kombat 1 sold 8 million units alone. You feel what I'm saying? Mortal Kombat 1 sold 8 million units alone because you had motherfuckers out there that truly liked the game. Let's just keep it all the way real. A lot of people did put it down. I put the game down because the game just was not for me. It was trash. The cameo system was trash. The multiverse story was trash. And that's why I put it down. But a lot of people, they liked it from a casual standpoint. I'm going to tell y'all a little story. And the reason that I'm going to tell y'all a little story is because it's one of the main reasons why Mortal Kombat 1 has sold 8 million copies, and one of the main reasons why Mortal Kombat in general continues to sell the way that it does, because Mortal Kombat is really the only fighting game that can do this, you know, and it's just a tribute to how great the franchise is. Here's the thing. I know I've said this in the past. Mortal Kombat 4, when Mortal Kombat 4 first got announced back in the day, of course, being a Mortal Kombat fan, I was super excited. I could not fucking wait. But then when I seen the images, when I got my electronic gaming monthly book in the mail, I seen the images and shit like that. I was like, oh no. Oh no. They were transitioning to polygons. I got very upset. And then when the game finally was released for the arcades, me and my brothers, we would go to arcades and play the game. I hated it. I hated Mortal Kombat 4. I hated the gameplay. I hated the fact that they added the weapon system. I hated it. I really did. And another thing is, there was no Striker and there was no Kung Lao in the original Mortal Kombat 4. So it was just like, I literally just hated the fucking game. I told my brothers like, hey, I can't do this. Hey, I'm about to go over here and play Mortal Kombat 3. Because, you know, they still had other Mortal Kombat games in the arcades. I hated it. Here's the thing. I still continue to rock with it. And when the game came out for home consoles, I bought it. You know why? Even though I couldn't stand Mortal Kombat 4, it's because I still needed that blood and gore. I still needed to see those fatalities. I still needed to watch that eerie atmosphere that Mortal Kombat gave us, that no other fighting game gave us at that time. You know, I wanted to see dead skeletons in the background. I wanted to see green souls and shit like that. I wanted to see cinematic ending movies and all of that. You know, even though I hated the gameplay, but Mortal Kombat 4 still gave me what I needed to see when it comes to Mortal Kombat in general. And that's why I continued to play MK4 and bought it when it came out for home consoles, because I knew MK4 would give me that, even though I thought the gameplay was trash. Now, when MK Gold came out, my mind changed. MK Gold was just an absolute masterpiece. But when it came to MK4, I hated it from a gameplay standpoint, but it still gave me what Mortal Kombat had always given me. The blood, the gore, the eeriness, you know, the godlike story, you know, the cinematic endings. It still gave me that. And the reason that I'm telling y'all this is it's one of the main reasons why people continue to buy these Mortal Kombat games. The gameplay may be trash or whatever, or parts of the story, but people just need their blood and gore or whatever. That's the reason why. You know, a lot of people bought Mortal Kombat 1 just because they wanted to see blood and gore or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how it is. It could be a plethora of things why Mortal Kombat 1 sold 8 million. You could write a book on it. You know, there's a reason why Street Fighter 6 sold 6.5 million. And there are a lot of reasons why Tekken 8 is only selling 3 million. Now, here's the thing. Tekken 8. Now, I'm going to say this in defense of Tekken 8. I don't think that plain 3 million sales unit is accurate, because ever since they announced that Tekken 8 sold 3 million, we haven't heard anything yet. We haven't heard no updates on how much the game has sold. So what I'm saying is Tekken 8 could be at 3.5, 3.6, or 3.7 million. We don't know, because Bandai Namco ain't saying shit because they stupid as fuck. You know what I'm saying? They probably over there eating nasty ass oatmeal with Nakatsu and shit. So Tekken 8 sales, I don't think it's accurate. I think it might be somewhere around 3.5, 3.6 million. You know, they just not saying anything. But even though, if it is, that is still far behind what's going on with Mortal Kombat 1. And like I said, there's a reason that why these fighting games are selling the way that they're selling, and we can all write a book on it. When it comes to Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 1, NRS is not supporting the game. So, who knows what's going on with the future when it comes to Mortal Kombat 1, and who fucking cares? You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm one of those people, I'm having fun with the Legacy Collection. Mortal Kombat 1 can go and kick rocks. But this whole thing about Mortal Kombat 1 selling 8 million, I just laid it down for y'all. Some people just need their Mortal Kombat, and some people just need what Mortal Kombat brings to the table when it comes to approach. You feel what I'm saying? Me personally, I still think Mortal Kombat still has the most interesting concept. I still think Mortal Kombat still has the most interesting characters. I still think Mortal Kombat has the most iconic characters in fighting game history as well as gaming history. Even over Street Fighter. I don't care. I don't care what anyone thinks. I still think MK characters are more influential and more popular and more interesting than Street Fighter characters. And I believe that when it comes to all the fighting games, the MK characters got all of these other fighting game characters beat, including the Virtua Fighter characters. I'm being dead serious about that. So if Mortal Kombat 13 ends up being a flop, it's still going to sell because it's Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is the leading sell fighting game in history for a reason, and it's going to continue to be that way. So people should not be shocked or stunned that Mortal Kombat 1 is getting these sales. It's Mortal Kombat. It's going to sell. And like I said, when it comes to Mortal Kombat 13, if Mortal Kombat 13 is 80 to 85% good, Mortal Kombat 13 as well as the franchise can run away with this shit for real. I'm dead serious about that. And I also want to say this about Tekken 8 and Tekken in general when it comes to sales history, because everyone is sitting here saying that the 3 million that Tekken 8 has sold, even though I think it's maybe a little bit more, a lot of people are saying that's a disappointment. Let me tell y'all something. That is the consistency of Tekken. Tekken always sells around 3 to 3.5 million. Tekken 7 was just a monumental moment, and it sold over 10 million copies. The first couple of Tekken games sold around 2 to 3 million. Of course, Tekken 3 was the big seller. It sold like 8 to 9 million. But then after that, it's been consistent. It's been, Tekken 4 sold around 3 to 4 million. Tekken 6 sold like 3.5 million. Tekken Tag Tournament 2 was fucking trash. It flopped. It only sold barely like 1 million and something. Tekken 5 was kind of inflated because it came out for multiple console generations. So I don't know. Tekken 5 is kind of a wild card. But the 3 million that you see from Tekken 8, that has been consistent when it comes to Tekken games selling. Tekken games have always sold around that 3 million copy mark. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really know why people say that's really a disappointment, because that's how it's been with these Tekken games. Tekken 7 was just so monumental and such a special fighting game. A lot of people just, think that, okay, every Tekken game sold like Tekken 7 did. And that is just not the case. These Tekken games have always sold around 3 to 4 million copies from a consistent basis. I'm just being all the way real. And if y'all don't believe me, look the shit up. Look the shit up. Just because I'm a nigga from the street, that don't mean I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about when it comes to this shit. Just look it up. So the 3 million and whatever that y'all seeing from Tekken 8, that's been the consistency when it comes to Tekken games selling. That's the honest to God truth. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section below about Mortal Kombat 1 selling 8 million. Do you think it's something more deeper than what y'all seeing when it comes to the 8 million units being sold? Put y'all thoughts and y'all feelings in the comment section below. We could definitely get a conversation started. Y'all can also talk about, what's going on with Tekken 8 and the sales. Do you think Tekken 8 sales are inaccurate? Which I think they are, because they not saying nothing. And Street Fighter 6, you feel what I'm saying? And, I didn't talk too much about Street Fighter 6 in this video, but I will say this. I like Street Fighter 6. I do play Street Fighter 6, regularly. But right now, that whole situation with Alex that's going on, the shit is making me sick to my stomach. And whoever is down with that shit that Capcom is trying to spit to us, y'all need to get y'all fucking cut off, because that is just some sick shit what Capcom is doing over there. And I meant what I said on Twitter. Alex should be erased from Street Fighter history. He should never be on another Street Fighter game ever again. I'm dead serious about that. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Put y'all thoughts and y'all feelings down there. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to your boy for more of this real talk shit. My name is Demetrius. I will get back at you in the next video. God bless. Stay safe. I am out. Peace.